Hey, Tuber Nation, it's Robin. It's Sunday, and Ethel's gonna leave. Thought I would put a video out, because it's Sunday, and I just want to let everybody know about my hospital experience. So I'm kind of like propped up in this chair, so I look a little bit funny, because I have some incisions that are bothering me, but other than that, right now I feel pretty good. Well, to begin with, on October 19th, which was a Tuesday, I went into Methodist Hospital in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, and I had a VSG vertical sleeve gastrectomy, and my surgeon was Tom Jones. My surgery was scheduled for 10 o'clock in the morning. I was supposed to get there at 8 o'clock. So we got there bright and early. I went down, first thing I did was check in. And Methodist Hospital, I have to say, first of all, everyone that took care of me, that I knew of, that took care of me, I had really good care there. And I was really impressed with everyone being very professional, and very caring. They're there to help you and help you get better. So, excuse me, sorry. It was, hospital was a good experience. They're very modern. The waiting room has, once you check in, your family or whoever's there with you, they get a pager, and every time there's an update for you, the pager rings, and they come up to the desk and they can get information about your current condition, what's going on. They also have like a scrolling computer monitor with a number that's assigned to you. It doesn't have your name, but it says your number, who your surgeon is, your surgical time, like the area that you're in, and then you're color coded, and there's kind of like a key on the side that tells them like you're in pre-op, then you're just being wheeled into surgery, and they're getting ready to close, and all this. There's like 17 different colors. So your family can sit in the waiting room and see the progress of your surgery, how it's going, and kind of follow along with you, which is really nice. I think it just adds another peace of mind, and helps your family while you're waiting. So I was really impressed with that. So anyway, got to the hospital, had to have a blood draw, and for me, I don't know if I've ever said this or mentioned it, but I am a terrible, terrible blood donor, blood giver. My veins are very deep, and they like to roll around in all my flabbiness. And it's very hard for them to not only find blood for a blood draw, but to get an IV for me is a whole nother experience. So I was kind of going into it. I was nervous and had some anxiety about that. So, and just to kind of interject here, the pain meds that I'm on, one of the side effects is that I have itchy skin. So I'm not like a crackhead or anything, but my pain meds are making me itchy in random places every once in a while. So, okay, back on track. So I go in, and it took about 20 minutes for the girl to get the blood draw on me, and had to stick me in 2 different places before she finally found one where she could find some blood. Then I went back to the waiting room and waited for a couple minutes with my mom and Bob, and then a nice lady who looked like Phyllis Diller took me up to the pre-op area. So she took me and another gentleman, and we walked down this corridor, and it's very convenient. I believe the cafeteria is right there. They have a Caribou Coffee shop that's right there, adjacent to the family waiting rooms. They have the chapel is there. I think they have like a little muffin stand or something. So let me just say that that's great for the family. But at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, when they're baking sugar cookies and brewing coffee, it's like torture to have to walk down the hall. It was like somebody had lit the best candle, and of course, my scent of smell is 100 times better than ever. So it's kind of fun walking down the hallway. So Phyllis Diller brings me upstairs, and she drops this one man off in this one area, and she brings me to this other area, and she's putting tags on my clothes, and they give you a garment bag and hangers to hang your clothes, and they tag everything that you bring in. I have to bring in my CPAP machine because I have sleep apnea. So they're going through this whole thing, and because I'm a woman, it's standard for them to do a urine sample and a pregnancy test, which came up negative, of course. So we go. Phyllis Diller brings me to this bathroom, and the sign clearly says "in use." And she doesn't knock, she doesn't listen, she just opens the door, and here is this man in all his nakedness standing there looking at her, and he's like, "I'm in here," and she's like, "Oh, I see that." And she stands with the door open, like, for 30 seconds, like, standing there looking at him, not saying anything. And I was like, oh my gosh, pervy. So, finally she shuts the door, and she leads me to this other bathroom, and she's like, "You might want to lock the door so nobody opens it on you." I was like, okay, good idea. So, locked the door, did that business, came back to my room. They were doing vitals and all that good stuff, and then the nurse came to try and give me an IV. And she stuck me 3 times in the hand, and nothing was coming up. And she even stuck me in the side of the hand here, and that was lovely. So then she called the anesthesiologist over, and he came and got me right here, which really can't see. It's not bruised up too bad, but that's where he got me. And right in the bendy part of my wrist. So they started IV fluids and the whole thing, and then my mom and Bob got to come up, and it was getting close to 10 o'clock, and Dr. Jones' assistant came over and said, ooh,